Greetings, Beth Shalom. This is Rabbi Box back with Parashat Shavua, Torah portion of the week. We are still in Book of Numbers, Parashat Korach, Numbers chapter 16, verse 1 through chapter 18:32. In this parsha, rebels challenged not only Moses' guidance, but also Aaron's religious authority. There are two particular episodes, and in these two episodes, the people fail to see that God, not Moses or Aaron, is the one responsible for electing the civil and religious authorities. So when people are coming up and challenging against Moses or Aaron, what they're actually doing, and they don't realize this, or maybe they do, is that they're actually challenging God's authority. So the outline of this Torah portion is we have the rebellions, Korach's challenge to the Aaronite priesthood, Datan and Abiram's mutiny against Mosaic leadership, Korach's test, Datan and Abiram's punishment, and Korach's punishment. Then we have the aftermath, the transformation of the fire pans, more rebellion, plague and expiation, and Aaron's budding rod. And then we have the priestly responsibilities, priests and Levites, gifts, and the tithes. So there are two distinct groups from two separate tribes that rise up against Moses and Aaron. Because of the separate nature of the two rebellions and the particular punishments that occur afterwards, scholars suspect that these were two unrelated, independent, unconnected stories. Korach, a first cousin of Moses and Aaron, challenges Aaron's exclusive right to priesthood, whereas Datan and Abiram challenge or question Moses' leadership. So Korach is from the Levite lineage, and Korach believes, he protests that all Levites should be considered holy enough for the priesthood, not just the line of Aaron. And let's just say that God is not too thrilled with that. And as a result, we have these fights that occur between Korach and the priesthood, and then Abiram and Datan, who are challenging Moses' leadership of the people. And what's interesting is the way that this is solved. Moses says to Korach, "Tomorrow you and all your company appear before God, you and they and Aaron. Each of you take his fire pan and lay incense on it, and each of you bring his fire pan before Adonai, 250 fire pans. You and Aaron also bring your fire pans." Korach and Aaron. Each of them took his fire pan and put fire in it, laid incense on it, and took his place at the entrance of the tent of meeting, as did Moses and Aaron. Korach gathered the entire community against them at the entrance of the tent of meeting. Of course, God appears and says, "Stand back from this community that I may annihilate them in an instant." But Moses and Aaron fell on their faces and said, "O God, source of the breath of all flesh, when one member sins, will you be wrathful with the whole community?" So God responds by saying, "Speak to the community and say, withdraw from about the abodes of Korach, Datan, and Abiram." Moses goes to the elders of Israel and says, "Move away from the tents of these wicked fellows and touch nothing that belongs to them, lest you be wiped out for all of their sins." And this is what happens. This is when they get sins. And Moses says, "By this," speaking to Datan and Abiram, "by this you shall know that it was Adonai who sent me to do all these things, that they are not of my own devising. If these people's death is that of all humankind, if their lot is humankind's common fate, it was not Adonai who sent me. But if Adonai brings about something unheard of, so that the ground opens its mouth and swallows them up with all that belongs to them, and they go down alive into Sheol, You shall know that these fellows have spurned Adonai. So, of course, that's what happens. The ground swallows them up. And Korach's people as well. And the Torah then turns to a discussion of the priestly responsibilities and the tithes that are required. And this is how it ends. Say to them further, when you have removed the best part from it, you Levites may consider it the same as the yield of the threshing floor or vat. You and your households may eat it anywhere, for it is your recompense for your services. For your services in the tent of meeting. You will incur no guilt through it once you have removed the best part from it, but you must not profane the sacred donations of the Israelites, lest you die. And we're, of course, referring to the gifts that were given to Aaron the priest. And that is this week's Torah portion. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.